Welcome to Video 8, Pass It On Demonstration. This small group activity gives children the opportunity to practice their counting skills in an interactive way, making use of counting strategies as the collection grows. The materials you'll need for this activity are a tray, counters, a bowl to hold the counters, and a dot cube. Masking tape is optional. Please refer to the activity instructions for how to individualize for your classroom. This activity provides the opportunity to use the following key instructional practices for meaningful counting. Model counting perceptually subitizable object sets of 1 to 3 objects using slow, deliberate, one-to-one tagging and statements of cardinality. Observe how children count, ask questions that encourage the use of counting skills and strategies, and address counting errors with individualized instruction. Ask children to identify the cardinal amount after they count, and vary 3 things when you count: set size, what is counted, and order in which you count objects. Let's join a couple of classrooms as they engage in this activity, and then listen in as the teachers reflect with a colleague.
What about our dot cube? So do you remember how we do this with no peeking? You need a reminder. That's okay. Arsama, can you look right here? I'm going to show you. I can hide it in my hands, right? And can you see it, Kiyomi? No, you can't see how many dots. It's a surprise. We don't know. We shake it up, and we don't know what we're going to get until we open it up. And I'm going to put my hands on the table when I open it up. You ready to see what I got? Well, you can't throw it because then we might not see it. We want to keep it on the table. You ready? Okay, shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, don't peek, don't look. Your hands are small. You got to cover them up.
Mine is bigger.
Your hands are bigger than Kiyomi's.
Mine is bigger.
Okay, drop it, put it on the table.
No, way bigger.
Can you believe this? We are only getting ones. All right. Maybe we should stop and count. Let's see. Kiyomi, you are this count leader. What do we have here? Let's watch. Make sure she.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I saw your finger push on that one 2 times. You want to try it again and make sure you only touch it once? Let's watch and make sure she gets it. 1, 2,
3, 4. 4.
You think there's 4? So show us when you point with your finger. Kiyomi, let's see if he points to each one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Arsama, do you think there's 4 on our tray?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Janine, thanks so much for sitting down with me so we can reflect on Pass It On. This was a really fun game. It was,
Yeah, my kids like it a lot.
I noticed that you demonstrated, the dice, how to roll the dice, and then you put, the tiles out. Say you rolled a 2.
Okay.
And you put the tiles out, and then you had the next child take their turn, and you didn't take them away. And I was wondering, was that intentional or?
Well, I figured I wanted there to be something that was worthy of counting. If they just had 1 on the tray, I'm not going to encourage them to count. Really, 1, 2, or 3, I expect my children to subitize. So I was kind of increasing the chances, and I try and enforce that. For those small numbers, I really want them to just see it as a set of 3 or a set of 2. So I'm not going to make them count. They know it's 3, and that's great. That's something to celebrate.
Surprise!
Don't peek. It's going to be a surprise. Shake it. And then open it on the table. What did we get? How many are you going to put on the tray? 2, 2, 2. All right, take 2 out of the bowl, and you can put them on the tray. Uno. Y. What's that? Dos. Okay, so you added 2 to the tray. So you're our count leader. Let's see how you do it. And let's watch and make sure she doesn't miss anyone. 2, 3, 5, 6. Arsama, why did you move them like that? Yeah, you move them all down here.
Yeah.
Did that help you count?
What is the rectangle?
Yeah, it does become a rectangle when you add that together. So she moved that so she didn't miss anyone when she was counting. So how many do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
How many altogether?
6.
You know, the one-to-one tagging, definitely, the kids were doing their best to tag one by one, and most kids were doing it with accuracy. Not all of them had a real sophisticated, like, keeping track strategy. I mean, they knew to touch point, but sometimes as the collection got bigger, if it was, kind of, and I did shake it up. Did you notice that? Because
several times.
Yeah, well, because some of the kids started being very intentional. Like they really used the edges of this baking tray, so they started being very just precise in how they were lining it up. So I didn't want to kind of give that away to the next kid. I wanted to see, but lots of kids started using that strategy, which is great because it's it's more. It's more systematic in terms of keeping track. So that was something that this game is nice because it kind of makes counting strategies, transparent. Like you see what your classmates are doing, and so I tried to kind of say, "Oh, look, why are you doing that?" And that could be really helpful, and reinforcing that sort of keeping, the one-to-one correspondence, with a strategy to make sure that you're getting it right.
Let's see what happens when quantities get larger.
So part of the game is we have to follow the rules. If it lands there, that's where it stays. Okay, so we're going to listen to Hillary. And Hillary, where do you want to start counting? From that one? Okay, everybody watch. Make sure she touches, Joelle, make sure she touches every tile one time so we get them all. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
13, 14, 15, 16.
What do you think?
6.
That was so fast. Did
16.
She said 16, but you think we counted them all? I don't know if we counted them all. Should we try one more time to make sure? Okay, where do you want to start this time? You can start from the same place, or if you want to start from somewhere else. It's up to Hillary. It's her turn. 1, 2, you watching, Joe? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
19, 20.
Oh my goodness.
There's just only 3 more.
There's only 3 more there, but we have a problem, Joel. The first time we thought there were 16 tiles in there. Now we think there are 20 tiles. Should we try it one more time? Is there a way we might be able to keep track? Because there's a lot of tiles on here. I have an idea. What if I used a piece of tape and we put it down the middle? So then we can put the ones that we count on one side and the ones that we didn't count. Is that a good idea, Joelle?
Yeah.
1,
2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and
15.
So Hillary, how many tiles did we have on here?
15.
15. So it's a good thing we figured out how to keep track. We had talked about maybe needing that piece of tape, but I didn't think, oh, well, I don't know that it's really necessary. And it really wasn't. At the beginning, it was easy. They could just, have the 3. They didn't even care so much about the tagging. Maybe they were doing some of the subitizing, just seeing it, knowing. But as they were adding more and more tiles, I had actually forgotten about the tape, and it became very obvious there's no way to keep track, and there's too many, and how do we do that? And so knowing we could bring that in and have that added, I think that really made a difference. And then they could, on their own, see that need to move the counted ones over to the other side as a way to keep track and still be accurate with the countings. I also have children who speak Spanish in the classroom, and I think this would be true of anybody who speaks another language. It also helps. You're not alone saying the number by yourself. You have backup there, and so it helps it, I hope, become easier to know the order like what you talked about, that stable order. So I guess the choral counting helps to get to the stable order so they can hear it and say it. And they're all doing it together, so even though one person's leading, it's really more about the tagging of that person because everybody is counting together, so the pressure is off to do it alone. I guess it's encouraging because all these conversations is really making me think about math in a whole new way I haven't thought about.
Thanks for thinking about all that with me.
Thanks
and
for pushing
being
my thinking.
so reflective about your own practice as well as thinking about your students' learning and where to take them next.